let's see where we are.
Well, you got the maniac. It's a maniac. The headband, Lisa. We're 1 o'clock, Craig.
All right. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so we might as well get rolling. And welcome everybody who's watching here on Zoom and on Facebook. It is Ask Me Anything time, where you get to ask Robert any question. Why he is who he is, what got him to where he is, how can he help you so that you can become like Robert, because Robert is our guide. He is our mentor. He is our GPS to success, as Melody Riba loves to say. And we are with him to learn how to go and do this. Robert, thank you so much for taking the time today to join us. I know that we've got a short AMA today because we are going to be having our Chapter 12 of Mastering the Science of Getting Rich coming up in just a little less than an hour. So if you do have a question, please raise your hand. We're going to give Robert just a moment here after I tell you how to raise your hand so that you can ask the question. It's actually very simple. Put your cursor, if you're watching here on Zoom, in the middle of the screen. At the bottom, there's a button that says Reactions. Click on that button. The next thing that you see is another little button that says Raise Hand. Click on that. It'll raise your hand. We'll call on you. For those of you that don't wish to speak with Robert personally, you can type your question into both chats, meaning Facebook or Zoom, and we will ask it on your behalf. And of course, because we are doing the Science of Getting Rich at 1 o'clock, we have a limited amount of time. So just letting you know straight up front where things are. Please, if you're watching, like this, share it. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it in front of as many people as we possibly can. And now it is time to get this person in front of as many people as we possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Robert Hollis.
Craig, thank you very much. And for each and every one of you, thank you so much for getting on here. I never even thought about this. You guys will see Barbie on here. Barbie is hearing impaired, so I don't know if I just wave if she sees it, and maybe it'll show up in the transcript. So anyway, I love and appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on here. Before we just jump into the Q&A, I do have something that's sort of like really touched me today. It would seem like one message after another, we're all saying this. And it just says, isn't it amazing that we know of the group of people that are called is it called like the greatest generation or something like that, or the great generation? I don't know what it is. But this guy was talking that if you watch history, and you can go back as far as you can in history, that this guy said, I had to walk 10 miles to go to work. And lo and behold, my children only had to walk a few miles to get to work. And then those children got to ride a bus to school. And then the next group of children got a ride from their parents to school. And he says, so it's the people that struggle the hardest that end up making the biggest difference. So when things are struggling for you, it's like that's your challenge, and that challenge allows you to do great things. On the other hand, if you have absolutely zero struggles, then that generation is going to make for the next generation a harder generation. And he was giving a lot of analogies about, we hear that people are just like, hey, I'm not interested in working. You know what I mean? If you're going to pay me that little, and you're not going to give me benefits, and you're not going to give me overtime, and you're not going to give me. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than that generation, but my first job I got was at 13. Because if you wanted money to buy stuff, you needed to go get it. And so I think if any one of you, so right after I heard that, then the next line that came out was, I think it was TJ Jakes, but he was saying that, you know, that if you look at a bow and arrow, the arrow cannot go anywhere without resistance. So he says, if you put the arrow on the bow and you start pulling it back, the harder you pull back, the more struggle it takes to get to this point, that when you're finally there and you're let loose, it's like the effortless, the amount that you'll be able to do in your life will just be amazing. So I just thought that was pretty cool. So with that, I just wanted to do an opening statement. I appreciate each and every one of you. And now what we'll do is just go to Q&A. And like Craig said, there's not a question that you can't ask me. It just has to do with, it doesn't have to be with the business that I'm in or the way that I do the business or anything. It could just be about any kind of thing that you feel like you need to answer to, so I can help you get to the next level of your life.
Fantastic. Okay, so one thing I will actually say is, before we get started, see this little book right here called How Is That Working? Rat Race to Freedom. Yes, thank you, Mary, for showing that up. And for everybody else who also has this book, you can get a free copy of this book by going to roberthollis.com/free, as well as join our group, our tribe, and follow Robert online, and even watch some of these videos that Robert has been sharing with all of us. So please do that. Thank you so much. Let's get started. We got lots to get to, and we got 3 hands raised. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We got John Tier, Bill Shoemaker, and Mary Martyr in that order. Let's go with John Tier. You are unmuted now. Go ahead and please unmute yourself and share with us.
All right. Thanks, Craig. Hey, Robert.
How you doing, John? Love and appreciate you, man.
Doing the dance again. Hold on. Keep it from doing that dance.
That's all right. I'd rather see a little bit of you or a blurred you than know you.
There we go. That's better. Right quick. One, are we still using that video? Freedom for Success and Happiness, because that's what I sent out. Still using that? Good.
Yep.
And I just had a little quick testimony. I wanted to read this right quick. You know, I went down to birthday wishes for people. And so for the birthday gift, I gave them the Science of Getting Rich. And this lady says, "Thank you for the beautiful birthday blessings. I would definitely check this link out. God bless."
Yes. Yes.
That's it. That was it for me.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I seen Bob Proctor again talking about today, where he's saying that, you know what the definition of giving is? Not expecting anything in return. So, you know, people are still having difficulty going, okay, if I connect with people and I give them a gift of the Science of Getting Rich, and then I give them that and then tell them that your mentor, well, let's cover that really quickly so you guys have it here on a recording. This is what I do. It's a short personal story about my struggle. All right. So I'm going to reach out to John. And again, John could be a follower. John could be a friend on Facebook. John could be a real friend. John could be someone that liked or hearted up one of my comments, or a comment on a page that I follow. All right. All these work the same, right? John sent me a friend request. So in this example, because we're talking mostly finding people that might not be your friends yet, or liked you or anything, let's say that I'm on a page and that page is a secret. All right. Rhonda Burns, one of her sites. So I will reach out on John's comment and just say, John, thank you so much for the inspirational comment, or the feeling comment that really touched me. Thank you. Now, I only say this if it's real, right? And I said, in difficult times in my life, someone shared the science of getting rich with me of 4, 14, and 7. So here's the book in the audios. That's that. So I'll do that on a private message. I'll do that on someone's wall. I won't do it on everyone's comment because that's not giving away a gift. That's called spamming. See what I mean? So if I'm leaving a personal message, then I'm reaching out. Now, only the people that respond to that, I'm then going to go back and say, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, whatever. And then say, hey, another reason that I reached out to you is I was hoping you could do me a huge personal favor. And that's when I would share the steps to success and also my affiliate link. So there you go. That's what I do. So giving a gift, asking them to do me a favor. So when people always say, well, when I give them a gift, when can I close them? When I give them a gift, when can I get them to become an affiliate and buy something? That's giving away the gift, looking for something in return. Again, if you guys really hear me say this, the top people in every group I've ever built came from somebody else. I'll say that again. Melody Riva was introduced to me by a guy I called the Reacher. His name is Scott Kloster. All right. So Candace Bird Davis got introduced to me by Sanisha Graham. Aaron Parker actually got introduced to me by Jenna Zweigel. Are you guys following this? So if the people that introduced me to them, if I just said to them, hey, get in, buy something, and I wasn't going to help them or show them how I could help them reach out to people, I would not have a group. And that might sound familiar to a lot of you. Bringing people in and not helping them contact their best people is a huge mistake. It's my magic. So thank you very much, John. Great question.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Really, really nice. Bill Shoemaker, let's go ahead and go over to your neck of the woods. Please open up and share.
Thank you, Craig. You are incredible. My neck of the woods is Tucson, Arizona. So, Robert, you just answered my question. And I had reached out to John because I was asking the same question to him because he's doing a lot of reach outs. Yeah. And he goes, well, I don't know. It was on some video, a few videos ago. I couldn't tell you what it was. So I went through all the courses, all the videos that we've done in the past, 11 days now? And I found it. And you said exactly the same thing. So I cut it out, put it on audio. So it's something that I can share. And anyway, you answered the question. Thank you for all you do, brother. I love and appreciate you so much. I am so jacked up and excited.
love and appreciate you too. Now, this is going to be for the advanced people.
Right.
Okay. The next statement I'm going to say is for the advanced people. If you can just be quiet and click on the person's profile and just be quiet and look at their profile. This is for the advanced people. Now, one of your messages to people should be the same. It's not a cookie cutter. I will say the person's name in every comment, including for birthdays. That's one unique difference. But I will look, because I'm that kind of person, I will look at their profile to find something positive that I can say to them about what's on their profile. If I can't find it, I'm usually not leaving a message. Did you guys catch that? So there's got to be, the only way that you're going to get great at your intuition is by using your intuition. Right? So I think every one of you have had someone say something to you that was disingenuous. Probably one of the longest words I've said this year. Okay. And when they say it, it can even be nice and it can be complimentary. And you go, cut the BS. Cut the BS. And I thought women probably get this more than anyone. Dee Dee, and I see people shaking their head. And it's like, hi, beautiful. Yeah. You've never said that to any other woman. That's for damn sure. So I can see where women are more keyed up on this, because it's like, man, come up with something genuine. Come up with something individualized, right? So I brought up Dee Dee's name and I'm going, wow, I love those earrings. Those are cool. See? It's like, that's individual to her. So that was a quick advance pattern, but that's what I do. I like saying things that I felt I should say. Wow, I've never said that. That's intuition. That I actually can say something that I feel like saying, instead of it coming from the logic. Some of you got that. Some of you will get it later. All right. So there you go. Thanks, Craig. Thanks so much, Mr. Shoemaker.
Thank you, Mr. Hollis.
By the way, I like your shirt.
Thank you. I love yours as well.
Thanks so much, Bill. All right, Mary Martyr, I see your hand up. Go ahead, unmute yourself and please share with us.
Hey, everybody. I hope everybody's well. Greg.
Mary, how are you?
I'm good. And I don't see Matthew here, but a big thank you, shout out to Matthew.
Yeah, he's hanging around here. He's in contact.
So since I to the Robert Hollis.
Mary, can you start over, please? Because apparently you froze up there.
Yeah.
Since I've been magnetized to the Robert Hollis Visionaries, really interesting things have happened. My personal life, yes, my business. Now, the previous 3.5 years, okay, my life was kind of dull, all right, I'm a golden girl, retired special ed teacher, blah, blah, blah. And my business was flatlined. Okay, blip, okay, 420 blip or some. I did the vision boards, I had the box. And back in December, I hear Robert say, he's never had a vision board. Wait, my head is exploding. Wait, what? Okay, all right, I can handle this. And did I hear just recently, do you or do you not set specific goals and have them written down and taped up on the walls?
No. Okay, there's a book out there that I learned from Vision Lakhani, and it's called The Extraordinary Mind.
Okay.
And I just got a quick question for you, and every one of you can answer in your head. Mary, have you ever set goals and never hit them?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Like crap.
So it's a pretty unique discipline of you consistently setting clarifying goals and keep failing them. And now your mind's just going, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So the new way to wire new synapses and rewire the things in our brain is our mind, for whatever reason, always overestimates what we can do in a year.
Okay.
So that means every time we set a goal to get to 1K, to get to 5K, I'm going to call this many people. Anything that we do short term, we usually fail at. And it's this constant pattern of just consistently failing.
Okay.
Now, the mind always grossly underestimates what we can do in 3 years.
Right.
So if you, on a day-to-day basis, can just get emotionally energized about a vision that you want to happen for you and others, and just picture it 3 years from now. Now, once you get that thing, try to connect with it in the most emotional way. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're putting this out there 3 years from now.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if not every time, it will happen sooner. And when you get 3 years from now, it's so grander than you ever visualized.
Well, I have to tell you, from this past November to today's date versus a year ago, I mean, it's like eons, it's like light years of movement.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
And
proud of you, Mary.
hard.
I really am. It's like, here's one of the reasons, and I know people disagree with this, and I love that people disagree with me. It just shows me that they're not open-minded.
Mhm.
Isn't that funny if people disagree? They're just, hey, listen, look at it from this point of view. When you're doing a vision board, you're being so specific
Yeah.
instead of the experience. I want to feel security and joy and having a new vehicle. I want it to be reliable. I want to be the only person driving it. And maybe it's a convertible, maybe it's not, maybe it's fast, maybe it's not, maybe it's a thing where you can put a lot of people in it. And I'll give you one neat example of a friend of mine. He said, you know, one day he says, I want a vehicle. And he was thinking of a bus or a bus. And he said, I just would like this luxury vehicle where we can put like 8 or 9 people in it. See how general it is? And it's going to be decked out. It's going to have TVs in it and screens and whatever. And about 2 months ago, he sent me a picture of this really customized Mercedes van.
Wow.
Oh my God. It was like amazing. And he goes, Robert, I remember you teaching me to visualize having my family in something. I didn't expect Mercedes to create something. And that's some of the stuff we're going over in the science of getting rich. It's like, you know, he just wanted to be in a vehicle with all of his family. And this is what he said. Every time we go someplace, our family is pretty big. And we got 4 cars. We got 4 cars that are all driving. And I think they should all be in one vehicle. And we're all having a blast talking and playing games or doing whatever we're doing. And he said, he said all of a sudden Mercedes was showing this thing at a car show. And I walked up to a guy and I go, do you already have these built? And he goes, yeah, I got 20 of them built. He goes, come on over and pick out whatever kinds of stuff that you want in it. We can have it done like in, a week or so. And he's going, listen, I'm not that picky. If you got something that looks like this one, I'll take it. And he goes, we got 3 of them already done. You know what I mean? And so it is pretty interesting that if you would have been more specific at that time, which it talks about in the science of getting rich, is, Mary, we talked about John F. K., when he was talking about, flying and getting people to walk on the moon. A lot of the stuff that ended up being on that rocket wasn't invented yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a group mind of people going, we got to find a way to make sure that the people that go up in the rocket get to come home. And so there's got to be something we can figure out where we can put these shields. And I don't know if you guys have seen them, by the way, but, they're not only made out of this incredible ceramic carbon fiber, but they're actually held away from the capsule itself. So not only when they're getting hot, they get solid red. They just glow like the hottest thing you've ever seen. And it's because of the air and not being directly attached to the capsule where they can cool and it can actually get back here and the guys are safe. So yeah, Mary, what you want to do is I use the 6-phase meditation because I think it's incredible. And the life that I have right now came from the 6-phase meditation. I still listen to it every morning.
Oh yeah, I do too. And I listen to it anytime between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. before I'm actually like totally awake, so that my subconscious brain is still in a highly activated neurotransmitter state, and my conscious frontal lobe is still in a more quiet twilight sleep, so that I can receive deeper the messages and have deeper experience with it. Craig, may I ask you a favor? Could you put the title of that book in comments?
I'm sorry. Which?
The code.
I was working on something else.
The code
I'm sorry.
The code to the extraordinary mind.
That is already in the comments.
Oh, thank
wow.
you. Thank you. My next book. Okay.
Yeah, it's already there. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, I already also posted it in the chat. And then what I'll say it now, is if you want the chat from the Zoom, is that you go ahead and click on the 3 dots to the right of the 2 in the chat, and then click on Save Chat, and everything will download from there.
Thank you,
Mary. I love and appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Mary. And we got one more question, and then we're going to call it a day. All right, this comes from Ed Medina. Ed is watching on Facebook. Thank you, Ed. Will the concepts you teach work with any network marketing company? And this leads to a follow-up question. Will being somewhat emotionally attached to the company mission products help with choosing a company? Higher belief, I think, would help someone to do the deal. Thoughts? And I hope this makes any sense. As always, thank you for all you do.
Yeah. One of the things is first of all, let's even take out the word network marketing. All right. A lot of people that I've taught the mastering of the science of getting rich to, some of them have gotten incredible financial rewards. And for whatever reason, network marketing was not something they needed to do to make that happen. So my deal is that virtually everything that I know, I could probably say, I'll just say everything that I know. I don't know everything, but the majority of things that I know, for you to really get freedom. So we're not only trying to create, in my life, could be different with your life. In my life, I don't want to think about money ever. And I want to have enough money to do what I want to do. Right now, believe it or not, I don't. I want to help 25,000 orphans. I don't have enough money. You guys catching that? So I need to tenfold that. And to do that, I need tenfold the money. Now, when I put that thought out and see myself with those children, changing their lives, I really truly believe there's some other things that are going to be revealed to me to receive that revenue to take care of those children. And so when you're thinking that large, Ed, it really even takes out what network marketing company it would be. See what I mean? I know some of you might find this surprising, but you know, when people get excited about products and people get excited about comp plan, or people get excited about the company and the owners of the company, they're not understanding that this is a people business. Your goal in life is to find people in need and help them get what they want. And I serve a lot of people that have nothing to do with the multi-level world. Now, if I run into somebody that's trying to transition from a job to financial freedom, that's when I explain to them that there's a thing called leverage and there's a thing called residual. And if they're not applying those two things, becoming wealthy and having freedom is more difficult, right? You could win the lottery. You could invent something and sell it. There's a lot of other ways that you could make a lot of money. You could work 7 years on a sitcom and get paid residuals on that. You could be a songwriter and sell songs to people that are great at it and get residuals. There's a lot of things that you can do, but it always has to do with a lot of people behind the scenes. So when we see a movie or we see a song or we see a book or a sitcom, no one really ever talks about the amount of people that are responsible for that. Are you guys following me? It's like, just to put a sitcom on, we're probably talking about a few hundred people. But we just see a couple of actors. When we see a concert or a song in a studio, it's like no one really realizes just how many people are behind the scenes that not only do the creation of it, the mixing of it, the final production of it. And that's why there's this thing called a producer. You know, it's like, hey, there's a lot of, and then there's distribution, right? Then there's marketing. See what I mean? Some of the most incredible things in the world that are invented never seen the day of light because they didn't understand how to excite other people to help them get that message in front of a lot of people. So when you first think of your dream and your vision inspires success in others now, you immediately have to believe that you're going to be connected to the people that can help this dream come to pass. I heard one thing in closing. This guy was talking to Mark Cuban, and he said, what do you think is the difference between a multimillionaire and a billionaire? And he goes, I get asked that all the time, and it's one word: network. Network. He says a millionaire is doing something and created something, and he's really doing a lot of micromanaging. A billionaire has to be reminded how many companies he has. Because he's constantly putting and looking for and networking with people that can run this company. And I'm going to let you run that company. And then I'm going to take the vice president and I'm going to have them over here. So if you ever notice something that's common with billionaires, they get asked all the time. So how many employees do you actually have in your companies? Wow. That is a good question. And the bigger the project, the more people. Isn't that interesting? So, you know, you see, what's his name? Perry, the guy that did Tyler Perry. The thing for him just to make up his mind, well, if no one's going to give me the opportunity to market what I think is funny in the Hollywood scene, then I need to create my own studios. How could I get the best of the best of the best to work for me instead of Hollywood? What if I actually create a small city for them and actually give them a home, create a school, create a recreational center? What if I could find out ways to give them benefits that they don't have right now? Brilliant. And I just heard recently that he's doubling the size of his studio right now. So now the studios are so high tech, people got a choice to whether have it produced by Hollywood or produced by Tyler Perry Studios. I'll give you a last one. We'll close them out. How many people know that Steve Jobs was kicked out of his own company? Okay. Here's the quick history. So he makes a couple of mistakes. One was naming a computer after his daughter. And he was just before his time. See, this was a computer that looked different than other ones. It wasn't square, and it actually came in colors. People were like, I don't know about that. So after a couple of bad decisions, he leveraged himself so much that when everyone ganged up against him, they had more shares and more voting shares than him. And so they kicked him out of his own company. So what did he do? He formed a small company that just did computers for commercial use. Then the next step that he did is came up with a thing called Pixar. Then he focused with using his computers to create a thing called animation. And he made all of these companies, CEOs were not him. He did it on purpose, so no one would know that he owned all these companies. Then he produced a couple of animations. He became the creator, distributor, producer, director. He did it all. And when the movies grew up, then he took the companies public. And now all of a sudden, he's got these 4 companies that are just raking in more money than anybody needs to make. Then he took those 4 companies and slowly started buying up shares of the company, Apple, because it was declining like crazy. As soon as he knew he had enough shares, he showed up at the board meeting, says, I have more shares than all of you combined. Get the hell out. I'm taking my company back. So I will share one more quick story with you guys. All right. I think you guys, if you've heard this, please let me share it with you quick. Back in the days, old days, there wasn't any computers, as you guys know, but also the states did not communicate. Florida didn't communicate with California or Texas. They were just all that way. And so there was this guy that came up with this concept, and he did a cartoon character called Freddie the Rabbit. And what he did is he pitched this as an amusement park in a state. It didn't work, so he filed bankruptcy. And then he just went to another state and pitched it again. He kept doing this till I believe it was Colorado, where he went with this Freddie the Rabbit character, and these guys were a little smarter. And they said, listen, if this doesn't work, we own the intellectual the property of Freddie the Rabbit. So when that company didn't happen, he now lost his main character. The guy got depressed, became an alcoholic, almost died, was homeless on the street for years. Then he got the idea back. Because Freddie the Rabbit was gone, this time the character was a mouse. And he decided to call it Mickey. And he ended up all the way across filing bankruptcy in all these states till he got to California. And when he did that, Mickey Mouse worked, Walt Disney, the rest is history. What's the moral of the story? You can steal the idea, but you can't steal the dream. So if you think abundantly, the thing that you want to create in your life, and as it changes and you move forward, just understand that that vision's yours. There isn't any competition. There's no one that can stop you from doing what you want to do. Nobody. So, Ed, I hope that was an answer to your story. Yeah, it's I love network marketing and multi-level because it, to me, building an organization in multi-level is not about the product or the company or the comp plan. It's about you going to kindergarten in entrepreneurial school. You guys catch that? They always say in multi-level, when you get involved, and now you got to figure out how to help a group of people, volunteers. A group of volunteer people with an entrepreneurial spirit learning how to build an organization. So you can make money selling product, It takes a different skill to build an organization. So if the goal is freedom to empower people, then why not learn that skill first? Why not learn how to network, connect with people, figure out what they need, help them get what they need, and start building this network? Did you guys hear that? And if people, once you get them to dream with the science of getting rich, now they need to find a way to make that dream or vision come true. And it usually has a lot to do with making money. So I just haven't found another way where I can help a bunch of volunteers that need to supplement or double or replace their income. And while I'm doing that, I'm learning all the skills that I need to learn to take it another tenfold. And I know this, you guys. You know, everyone talks about, things not being typical. You know what I mean? Some results will be typical. Well, what's typical? Typical is you don't do nothing. That's typical. So if I can log into my back office, and already for this month, I'm at $62,000 for this month. What would you do with that money? It's not crazy. That's what my mentor showed me, was a $62,000 check. But again, we're not done. But you got to understand that the comp plan pays. So the reason that I choose this company than any other company is because it's so lucrative. It's free to get involved. The marketing and the app stuff is free. And soon the company will go from 1,000 products to 3,000 products. So again, what I showed you is not a typical income. But I do know how to teach you how to do that. I'll be doing an interview probably in the next couple of weeks with number 67. The 67th person that reached out to me that earned over $1 million in commissions. So yeah, and get this, not involved with the company I'm in right now. So got to jump off here to give my Craig Jackman, my amazing MC, and also my son a little break before we start the mastery of the science of getting rich at the top of the hour. And Craig will give you the details. Have a great weekend, everyone. I love and appreciate you. Please share this video and never forget that you can do this.
Thank you so much, Robert. Ask me anything. We're going to go back to, we're going to have more of this great Ask Me Anything in the future. So please watch your emails and everything like that. Join us at roberthollis.com/free to get your copy of Robert's book. How is that working? I've posted in the chat the Mastering of the Science of Getting Rich. The next chapter, chapter 12, is coming up at the top of the hour. Go to roberthollis.com/live. I've posted the links, the link in both the Facebook and Zoom chats. To download the Zoom chat, very simple. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. Put your cursor where the chat is. There's 3 dots there. Click on that, then click on Save Chat, and it will download at the conclusion of our video right here. And we look forward to seeing you at the top of the hour. I want to thank John Tier, Bill Shoemaker, Mary Martyr, and Ed Medina for participating. Matthew Hollis, bless you, and thank you for being our foundation, for setting this up. And bless you, Robert, for doing Ask Me Anything. Until the top of the hour. Let's go. Let's get out there. Let's do it. Please be good to yourself. Be cash. And bye-bye.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Robert. Let's go.
Bye, everyone. I love ya.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert.
Santa.
Love ya.